Everybody, welcome back with the Purplatypus is the name, and welcome to another, I guess, gotcha revenue sort of Convallaria style video. So I kind of wanted to look over the numbers, why they might be good, might be bad. I guess it depends on your perspective. First I want to say I was much more doomer in the past than I am now. I just wasn't used to the revenue going down so fast for a game over, like, I thought like month 1 to month 2 to month 3, but it was like month 4, month 5. It kept going down pretty fast. But I'm actually not as doomer now. It seems like sort of Convallaria has stabilized, and if it stabilizes here, this is actually a very healthy spot for the game to be in, and it will run for a very, very long time. So not nearly as doomer as I was. So this is my last month video. I am gonna try to, now it looks like we got a good website now, a different website we could use. This is fine, it works, but it's a little too, it doesn't give enough information, right? All I could tell when I go to this month's here is that it's either it hasn't updated yet, but I think it probably has, but it just doesn't look like, it's just not specific enough, right? So we have another site we're going to use, but one thing I will say is, because this is a little generic, is that this does say that the game has been stable, at least. The biggest note here from this page that we could look at, and we'll follow up on this again, is that 40% Japan, 18 US, 14 China. It is now 17% China, 32 Japan, and 16% US. So China ate up a bigger share. Also South Korea, I believe, jumped up a pretty big amount as well. So if you look at this, it just looks like sort of Convallaria has stabilized. But if you look at a different thing, if you look at this website here, I got it right here. It looks like sort of Convallaria is doing pretty great, actually. According to this website, that they gained 200,000 more dollars last month as opposed to this month. However, I also pinned Girls Frontline 2 Exilium. Obviously, it's going to be a massive drop. This was its first main month, and I guess it made 20 million on this site. Whatever. Octopath COTC going up is actually super, almost doubling is super awesome. I love that game. It's just a little bloated right now for a returning player. But Sword of Convallaria did go up in revenue. Now, this inherently seems really good. Not only did it stabilize, it's starting to recover. I actually don't think this is as good of news as it looks like, if you go in a little bit deeper. So if we go into the sort of Convallaria actual game page here, and we take a look at it, we can actually see global is down 25%. From last month, it was at 400,000, and it's down to 300,000. So that's our version. So our players are spending 25% less money on average, with 50% less downloads. That's not good. That's not a stabilized number, you know. And you can look by platform and stuff as well. Looks like iOS it considers it identical, and it's mostly, but whatever. I don't think that's that important. In Japan, the other version that is, I believe this is the other main version that's going toe to toe with us, also is down a lot. You know, whatever, you know, down almost 20%, 15, 20%. 16.67. You could see it. Why am I guessing? And the downloads are down 71% according to this thing. Like, again, these aren't like specifically the greatest numbers of all time. Sorry, this isn't the most accurate numbers of all time. One thing I should have mentioned at the beginning of the video, we're not necessarily looking at the specific number. It can be relevant. But what we're really looking at is the relative, the pattern, the previous number to the newest number. That's it. The trend. I'm not saying Sword of Convallaria made $300,000 in the US, and $300,000 isn't a lot of money. I'm saying that previously they were recording 400,000, and it's down 25%. We're looking at trends, right? The way the game is trending. So I just wanted to be clear, because every time I make a video like this, someone's like, you're not including the downloads for the PC web client, and I understand that, but I doubt 25% of people switched from the Android App Store to the website or something like that, right? So this is like, the percentages are probably going to be very similar across all forms of payment. So we're not looking as much at this as we are as comparing this to this. But how can we made more money? China. The CN version is up 50%. This says they made, like, I'm kind of curious. It looks like they just made a bunch of money. So I'm guessing they must have had a 1-year anniversary event. If they're about 6 months ahead of us, because we just hit our half anniversary. That would make sense to me. I'm not sure, but it's Hong Kong, Taiwan. I believe this is the same version as the Chinese version. The Korean version, I actually don't know if this is the same version as these two or if they're on the global Japan. But I would believe that there was basically a 1-year anniversary where the spending just shot up. I mean, again, big percentages increases while we're still losing money here. So basically, their 1-year anniversary was enough to counteract the fact that we're still losing money. However, the half-year anniversary didn't really start for us until yesterday. So I'm not actually sure if any of our half-year anniversary stuff is going to be counted in this. So I am expecting to watch these numbers drop quite a bit next month. Maybe even, so that's probably the overall spending of the game to drop overall next month. And then for ours to actually go up a reasonable amount. Maybe, there's not a great half-year anniversary thing, but there is like a couple ways to spend 10, 20 bucks to get a little bit of value. So hopefully, and with the rebates that they put in, I think that will just drive more revenue in general. So overall, if you look at this, it looks like sort of Convallaria is doing fantastic. If you look at this, it looks like it's stabilized. However, to me, it still looks like it is trending downward for sure. It is losing revenue over time, which makes sense. But that's like all games slowly lose revenue, but still 25% is high. So I'm not still super optimistic about it growing as a game. I don't think it'll ever grow as a game. Hopefully still we could stabilize at this point. That's what it's all about. Because 25% is a lot. But so that's why it's like I think it's obviously good, right? The company made more money off of their game. That's overall, that's a positive thing. But I think you should look closer and see how it breaks out. One thing I'm kind of curious of, I want to look at the Exilium really quick while we're here, right? I kind of want to look at the other version as well. So yeah, this is down a lot. Global, man, look at that. Look how much global spent. 20 million they recorded. 67%, this is nothing. This is, the game just came out, right? That's the launch of everyone buying every package in the store, and then people not doing that anymore. Love and Deep Space is still in the almost $100 million. Holy fuck, Pokemon Pocket. Holy shit. I mean, Pokemon Pocket, this says it broke $100 million last month. Wow. This says Genshin Impact almost broke $100 million. I mean, these are some big boys, right? We're playing little boy stuff. I love, this is actually my favorite thing. Apparently Monster Strike is a very old game. It's been around for a long time. It being 34 million into 34 million is just such a great, like, it's like this game, you could say this game is more than stabilized. This game is a steady ship. This game is never going anywhere. You're not gonna give up a game making $34 million a month ever. This game will be 100 years old. I guarantee you, multiple games on this list will come and go, and Monster Strike will still be there. I believe it. But yeah, we don't need to make this video longer than it has to be. I just wanted to talk about it. Sort of Convallaria did good overall. I think when you look specifically, it's actually still trending downward for our version of the game. But our half-year anniversary is going to bump it up, so I think it's still going to be a couple more months before we see if we could really stabilize and just keep the game above it. Hopefully we can keep it, you know, as long as these numbers stay. Well, who cares what these numbers are, but hopefully we could just keep it around where it's at right now. Anyway, that's all. Much love for Platypus. I'll see you on the flip-flops. Bye!